Hi Aries, welcome to your reading for March 17th through the 23rd. This is Bear Food Mama Intuitive Reading, and thanks for being here. If you'd like to enter to win a free reading on 3/23/24, you can put free reading in the comments. And if you want to book a personal with me or donate, all of that information's in the description box below. Otherwise, welcome. So Aries, your birthday season starts this week. If it's your birthday, happy birthday. I'm an Aries moon, and I'm definitely feeling the energy of this full moon and eclipse season coming up. I follow this astrologer. His name's Joshua Pingley on TikTok, and he's hilarious. I recommend checking him out. But if you're feeling tense or angry or a little like heightened energy, I mean, that's typical full moon stuff, but this is a full moon in your season. So it's also a worm moon or lunar eclipse, which talks about like the thawing of winter. So anything you've been holding on to or like maybe feeling like you've been stagnating in over the winter is starting to warm up, whether that's emotional, physical, maybe you're starting something new. Anyway, I'm being guided to tell you all of this. Let's get started. Oh, nice. King of Pentacles is your overall energy of the week. So he has this lovely dog who's loyal to him. He has everything he needs. This whole card in the background is the color of the root chakra. There's a root chakra flow on my yoga channel if you want to check that out. I just did that last week. So if you do yoga and you're into that, go ahead and look at that. But he's very in tune with his root chakra, and I was watching this guru on YouTube who talks about how most people's root chakra is expressed in a space about this big because we're all like in fight or flight, or we don't really know how big and safe we are. And this guy is somebody who's in tune with like the expanded version of the Muladhara chakra, just like huge, spacious, like not afraid to take up space, and certainly looking good doing so. You may be meeting somebody with gray or silver hair, a beard. You might be just really getting into your safety, whether that is like with who you are and the people around you, financially, materially, all of the above. Maybe you have a dog, like a guard dog. This guy is like the epitome of security. He's also usually in a committed relationship, or at least that's how he's depicted. He seems really happy. Yeah, the Hermit reverse. So you're coming out of hermit mode, whatever you've been sort of hiding from. Again, like stagnating in. You have some sort of epiphany, some sort of outbreak. That was a weird thing to say. Seven of Wands reverse. You feel like you don't have to be as guarded with your energy. Certainly you're coming into your season. So this is like the root energy. It's both like where you've been, what's crossing you, and then where you're going, right? What are you working with this week in terms of tools, in terms of Two of Wands reversed? So you're done dreaming about a situation. Either you left a situation behind that you were dreaming about, or in a state of like like wishy-washiness about. I don't know why that's coming through particularly, but either you're making the choice to move forward, or you're making the choice to just like let that be, like leave it behind, to let go of that dream, that trip you wanted to take, that bucket list, that person, whatever it is. You're letting your guard down towards yourself enough to be able to admit what it is that you want to do in terms of where you're going. And this involves fundamentally your security, what it is that makes you feel safe. As an Aries, just even for me, like as an Aries moon, so like that expresses itself in my personality as somebody who is very straightforward about my emotions. I'm like very open about them, very direct about them, and it can be kind of like disarming or off-putting for some people. I think I had like a hard time growing up like with that feeling safe, right? Like, so I was just quiet a lot of the time instead of like allowing that to be expressed. That was like my shadow aspect. So whatever it is that you're embracing about yourself, you're allowing it to be expressed and you feel safe. This dog might be your own dog. It might be a spirit dog is what I'm hearing. Like Coco, he's got his 3D dog and his 5D dog, right? Like you might have some relationship to the star Sirius, the dog star, or Anubis. That's interesting. Okay, what's in your rising like energies here? Dang, the King of Pentacles to the Emperor. This is you showing up in your own reading, Aries. That is, I want to say baller. So awesome. You're fully coming into your own. Like if you have felt in any way, shape, or form like unsafe to be yourself, not ready to like take the leap, go for what it is that you want, like I'm hearing you could be, so we heard breakout and outbreak over here. You could be like, I don't know why this is, I'm hearing, I'm coming out. You might be coming out to your family or your friends or something. You might have been sort of like sitting with your own energy, like wondering about this. You have females here and then you have 2 males here. And I think you might be coming out as like, that's only for like 1 or 2 of you, right? However you identify, it doesn't really matter as far as the overall energies of this reading. This Emperor has his divine masculine and his Mars energy like fully claimed. He's sitting on his Mars throne here. And then he's got the Ankh, meaning the waters of life, or the divine feminine tattooed on his left arm. So he's open to receive intuition from his divine feminine nature as well. And then the horns are on this skull in the background, indicating that same connection with the divine. So the King of Pentacles and the Emperor, there's something, you might also be actually coming into some material wealth that makes you feel like on top of the world, whether this is a house with that red all around, whether this is like, you know, astrologically things moving into like the right placements for your higher self to be expressed through your divine avatar here, or you might look at your Mars placement and see, or placements if you have any, and see like what lessons it is you've been working on there, because I have a feeling it's the closing out of this energy. And this to me is interesting. This looks like a denial of your divine feminine energies. Like 2 of Wands reverse is not following your intuition. It's staying rooted to your security and dreaming instead of like leaving on that bus, you know, or going on that trip. In this card, she wants to take her van and go. And then the 7 of Wands is all about this woman holding her space, filling up her space, making sure nobody can poke her bubble. And then the Hermit is literally this person like figuring out what wish fulfillment is for her, like communing with the divine. And they're all reversed or sideways. So yeah, you may have had a really difficult time for a while, Aries, coming into your like respect or integration with your divine feminine. This could also be your divine feminine like counterpart in this world. All right, what's your attitude towards this situation? I guess we're doing kind of a adaptation of the Celtic cross. The Fool reverse. So you're not really looking for a new beginning. If like a new thing comes to you right now, like your focus right now is your stability, because you have an understanding of your environment that allows you to be in this Emperor placement. You have the King. Remember though, this is coming out for this reading, the Queen and King dynamic. The Queen on a chessboard is able to move much more freely than the King. how do others see you? Death, rebirth, as going through a death, rebirth cycle. This is interesting. It's like you might be resisting. Why are you resisting? What is that? Hopes and fears. This is the next placement. So what are your hopes and fears? You know what? I didn't pray to spirit for this reading to please protect this reading. Send any negative energy back to sender, transmuted tenfold. Amen, amen. 3 of Wands. Wow, that's a really interesting card for your hopes and fears. Okay, so the fact that I didn't say the prayer before this reading started and it comes out in the opportunity of your hopes and fears tells me that you will benefit from communion with your higher self, whatever that is to you, right? It's different for everybody, whatever that is to you. The 3 of Wands talks to me about things you've been waiting for, trade with other people. It indicates commerce to me in the tarot. So maybe you've invested in something and you're like waiting for it to arrive. The 3 of Wands reverse is like the ending of that. It's like no more worries. But the 3 of Wands upright is like you're anticipating, you're waiting for something. I want to know what you're waiting for. Like, you go from the 2 to the 3 of Wands, which is good. The Moon reversed. And the Page of Wands. Wow. I just heard you're waiting for what appears to be delusion to become inspired action. So, what is this Moon reversed? Knight of Pentacles? You might be waiting on someone. You might literally be getting this King of Pentacles situation in your life and thinking to yourself, like, is this real with the Moon reversed? The Page of Wands says it's going to give you this brilliant idea or inspiration or spark. It could also be, yeah, you get a message about this gift coming in, and then you're like, and then you're hesitant to take this death, rebirth, like new leap of faith because it's not here yet. Like, you get a message about it and you're like, do I have to wait? I need to wait for this because there's no way this is real or something like that. Yeah. Okay. Outcome of this situation. Justice reversed. The Chariot reversed. The King of Swords. Okay. You are being advised in the outcome of this situation. Okay, the outcome right now where you're at is to, yeah, stay where you're at. Hold your ground, which you've been doing. Focus on your security. And I think it's because of your Mars, Aries. I think it's because, like, it's like you know that if you wander too far afield from your comfort zone, your Mars comes out, you know, like you are, it's too much fire is what I'm hearing. You become too fiery. So you're gradually making your way forward from this 2 of Wands reverse to your 3 of Wands to the Page of Wands. Slowly with this Knight of Pentacles, you're taking things slowly. And you might feel like it's not really fair, or others around you, or if you're dealing with somebody else, they might not feel like it's fair, that you want to take things slowly. But you're looking at things logically with this King of Swords, and you're using your intuition. The thing I like about this King of Swords is his spirit animals here are the owl, the bat, and I think that's a crow. So he's not only like very, very intelligent and able to use the tools that are available to him, he's also intuitive. The owl and the bat indicate intuition, sensitivity to vibration, and even a third eye being open because of echolocation with the bat, right? Like, there's something about like a sounding board. Like, you use the universe or your material reality as like a sounding board. And so if you go too far afield from the known material reality, it all starts to sound like static, and your Mars energy comes out, and you just run over anything that's in your way, and heaven forbid anybody who tries, right? I think that's why your intuition is so important here, though, because you might be being asked to claim this blessing by tuning in with your intuition. What's standing out to me, again, is that chess piece on the Emperor. The king is actually, he's like the most vulnerable character on the chessboard. And it's like the whole board is set up to defend the king, right? And he can only move one space in 4 directions. So you might be feeling a little bit like that. Even though you're empowered, you might be feeling like you can only move one space in any of the 4 directions. There's no diagonals, no like all the way across the board, like whatever. So you're getting in tune with your divine feminine so that you can feel more freedom of movement as you wander out past your comfort zone. This is your death rebirth, and you're just taking your time about it, which I think is great, because the moon reverse is like your fear is encountering delusion, which is totally reasonable as you explore the divine feminine, right? Like if you go too far into like trusting your intuition, signs, synchronicities, all that, it's like you can lose touch with reality. So maybe you've experienced a major like awakening before, and you know that it needs to move slowly. I am a little bit floored by this Justice reverse here. The Chariot reverse I can understand. You might be feeling like as you balance out your black and white dualistic thinking, you're needing to sort of like, it can literally just mean that you find a movement forward by sitting where you're at, by overcoming like black and white thinking, by going within, right? But the Justice reverse here is throwing me for a bit of a loop. Yeah, okay, so this says, the Chariot reverse says, a tendency to speed past the needs of others. There's other shadow seer aspects to it, but that's what's coming through for me. Like, you know this about yourself, Aries, so you're trying to move forward slowly so you don't do that. Oh, that's probably what this Justice reverse is, because you know you can straight up just... a need to take responsibility for your past actions, consequences, retribution, karma, injustice, and inequity. Yeah, you know that you're capable of just running people over, and you'll do, again, like no matter what, no matter who it is, no matter who's in your way, if you feel uncomfortable and you need to like get home to your dog, for instance, and you're just like if you're that person at a party and everybody's, I don't know why this is coming through, but everybody's like tripping or something, and you're like not into that. And they're like, come on, like, try it out. And you're like, no, I'm seriously, like, I'm good. I don't need that. I think that's because this divine feminine is here with the delusion thing. You're like, no, really, like, I'm already in tune there. Like, I don't need any extra. And then people keep pushing you. You'll straight up, like, push your way out the door and go home. Like, you're not, looking to assuage anybody's coercion is what I'm hearing. That's interesting. You're not looking to be coerced by anybody. So you might be dealing with somebody who is actually like coercing you, and you've been taking your time to consider holding your boundaries, being on your own. Yeah. Wow. That's what this is. It's like you've been, I think, trying to see a situation fairly, and you sort of recognize it as coercion. And while this, on the one hand, sets you free to plant your own seeds for the future, there's a bit of like this admission to yourself that creates an element of unsafety and an element of like being willing to do anything you need to get where you're going, or to like get where you need to go. But you're being encouraged to look at this situation logically, as you have been, and then follow your intuition and your reason to achieve this balance. You'll find your way out of this Justice, even if it means, Aries, like learning to embrace that part of you, right? Like, we all have, I was watching Turning Red the other day, and the dad expresses to the young girl after she becomes a panda, right? And she's not supposed to let the panda out. It's a Disney movie, so if you haven't seen it, like, maybe check it out. My son and I were watching it, and he just says, you know, we're human beings. We have all different facets, and some of them are messy. And your job isn't to, like, squelch it or, like, push it down. It's to make room for it. So you might just be finding situations in your life right now, Aries, where, like, those parts of you that have appeared to be, like, maybe power inside of you that you were afraid to unleash, like, because you were afraid of how it would negatively impact others. Instead, you're seeing how it positively maintains your boundaries and your security and your authority over your autonomy. So you might be encountering some of these situations, Aries, this week, but I don't see them going poorly for you in any way, shape, or form. I see you seeing them logically, and I see you taking slow, practical steps forward as a result. All right, that's really a lovely message. Anything else for Aries for this week? 8 of Wands, yeah. Actually, so things are going to move forward a lot more quickly than you expected. And whatever this is, it's like it's coming together in your mind, in your heart, in your soul, in your reality way more quickly than you expected. Like, you've totally got the hang of this. 10 of Pentacles reversed. Page of Swords. You might not... Okay, the Tower reversed. So you might not know yet exactly what your 10 of Pentacles is what I'm seeing here. The Tower reversed, 10 of Pentacles reversed with the Page of Swords is like, again, you're getting to know these facets of yourself still that are more complex, more powerful, and more important to you than you realized. And if you've been dealing with coercion from another person, it's totally reasonable that, like, that is what's going on. Because, you know, when we deal with, like, coercive people or coercive narcissists, I don't use that word all the time, or I try to, like, kind of shy away from it, really. But there are coercive narcissists out there, and if you've been dealing with, like, a coercive narcissist, this is you, like, reclaiming parts of yourself that disappeared in, like, the fray of giving to that person. Coercive narcissists find ways to, like, make your reality invalid over time in small little pieces. And this is you kind of realizing how small you've been, and especially maybe in your feminine energy, which is why you've been denying her. But also realizing how, like, now you're realizing the light aspects of that. The not the shadow side, but the light, right? I'm seeing, like, an inversion. If you were in your feminine energy before, then you were in your, like, shadow feminine, which is why this Justice is reversed here. You have the shadow feminine here, and she's coming out in a powerful position for you. So your pathway into these, like, masculine light figures, right, is to bring about this knowledge of your divine feminine shadow aspect and what that power represents in your life, in your psyche. You might, I heard the goddess name Psyche. You might look into the story of Psyche and how she came to be. You might also look into Kali and her story. You can also do goddess pose. Again, if you're into yoga, again, you can check out that root chakra flow over on my yoga channel. It has goddess pose in it, and that pose is called, it's also called Kali Shakti, I think. It's literally an expression of Kali. So I'm going to pull an oracle card. I really liked this reading for you, Aries. It looks like you're moving through some complex energies, but you're doing it like smoothly. And I get this sense of like overthinking, but it's not to a point of like exhaustion or anything. It's almost like this stimulates you. Like you feel like you're in your element, which makes sense because we're moving into Aries season. So it's like something is like the time is ripe for you to be accumulating the knowledge of this lesson in your, like your DNA, in your matrix. Spirit, please close this reading out for my Aries collective with one oracle card, maybe two. Okay, maybe two. The Hangman and the Five of Pentacles. All right, so yeah, there's definitely something. I've actually never seen the Five of Pentacles in this deck before, ever. I've just realized this is what it looks like. So that's so interesting. This owl is looking at this one caterpillar who's free on the ground, right? And there are literally 5 cocoons right above that the owl could just take without having to hunt this thing. It's not seeing the blessings above it because it just doesn't recognize them. And especially if you've been in a situation, again, where you were dealing with coercion or something, there could be blessings all around you. You had the King of Pentacles and the Emperor in your present and like near future energies. So you could have that security, that self-assurance, or you could give that off to other people and like not even know that that is what you're working with right now because you're so used to being torn down. It's almost like you're expecting the next nitpick, the next thing, the next little chip away at your personality, and you're not getting it. So that shadow aspect of your divine feminine could also be like enlightenment to some of your triggers coming out, which is why I'm just looking back on that reading with the moon reversed and the Knight of Pentacles. You might realize like I have a little bit more work to do here than I thought, because you could be realizing like there's been a little bit more wounding than you knew. And that's what that Fool reversed and Death card was as well. Like people are seeing you go through a transformation, but you don't really feel like you've been through it yet entirely. Like you still feel like there's this big leap of faith to be taken. And I think maybe you're not quite seeing that you're like fully in it. Okay, in any case, the Five of Pentacles. Thanks for hanging in there with me, Aries. If you like this reading, go ahead and like, comment, share, subscribe. It really helps my channel grow. And I'm really happy to be welcoming more readings into this channel. So I love reading for you all. Thanks for being here. Five of Pentacles. In a world where support should be abundant, where the powerful should help others rise up but instead block the way, the Five of Pentacles indicates a time when you may feel more like the prey instead of the predator. The caterpillar wants nothing more than fulfilling its destiny and moving into a state of metamorphosis. However, blocking the path is an owl, the symbol of wisdom, a symbol of authority and power. You may be experiencing a time of difficulty when you lack the resources you need to thrive. This energy leads you to a downward spiral quickly if left unchecked, one that will have you feeling like an outcast or not accepted. It starts with a loss of job or income, then it's the inability to care for your health, before long, blah, blah, blah. I don't really feel like this part of this card, Aries, resonates with you. Let's talk about the caterpillar. Call in the caterpillar when you need trust in the process. Yeah, there you go. When you need the patience to give events that will turn your life around the time. Oh, sorry. When you need patience to give events that will turn your life around the time and space to unfold. The caterpillar is all about embracing change. If it didn't release the fear of metamorphosis, it would never know the thrill of flying. That's perfectly like apt for that Fool reverse with the Death card. You are going through a major transformation, and you can definitely call on the caterpillar to help you out. Usually this card comes as a warning, as a signal that you are straying into an area that may lead to a series of unfortunate events. Be aware of how setbacks are influencing your life. Are you patient with yourself? Do you see opportunity to grow from experience? Are you able to see beyond your current troubles? I don't feel like that part of this card's message really is there to resonate with all of you. I really see it as like a willingness to embrace transformation and growth. The owl is wisdom, protection, authority, awareness, and guidance. You had that in your King of Swords at the end in your outcome. And then transformation, growth, patience, faith is the caterpillar. And that's the energies to embrace as you move through this process, through this week. It feels like a big week for you all. And then we have the Hanged Man. Oh, you know what? The Hanged Man is such an interesting card to get here when you had it reversed. And then you have the Fool reverse. Okay, we'll read this and then we'll talk about it. It is only after we relax into the fact that we have become immobilized that the gifts of the Hangman become clear. It's a possum. The ability to see your situation from a different angle, a new perspective, will open the door for other options and new opportunities. In this state of suspension, our creative mind takes in the world from a new angle, gathering further information and allowing ideas to emerge. With more information, the opinions that we once held on to so tightly evolve. While some may wither, others will blossom. The Hangman represents inaction or stagnation at someone's hands or a situation out of your control. This could be as annoying as being put on perma-hold as you were trying to connect with customer service, or maybe having a project delayed because the person who needs to sign off on the next step is out on unexpected medical leave. There is nothing you can do. Although frustrating, the Hangman arrives to teach us a fundamental lesson, patience, and the bonus lesson of compassion if your derailment results from someone else's misfortune. Opossums are not the fighting type. When threatened, they pause all action and play dead. When you are in a monetary limbo state, take a cue from the opossum and lay low. Fighting during this time will not yield positive results. What it will do is draw attention to you at perhaps the worst time. You may find yourself unprepared for a battle and in a position where even the smallest issue could create further delays. The possum is passive, perspective, going inward, and in action. I think it's so strange that they describe the possum as passive. I guess just around other people, like around people, possums can be fierce, right? But alone in its environment, a possum is pretty passive, I suppose. What's coming through just sort of as a ending message here is that you want to move forward in your life, but the spirit is still putting you in a place of doing inner work, and you don't want to do that. Who does? Like, especially when it comes to like healing your, like, the shadow side, not only healing but exalting the shadow side of like your divine masculine or feminine aspect. It's your divine feminine aspect in this case with that Justice reversed. That can be really, really difficult work, but you're fully capable, Aries. You're seeing things logically. You can call on that caterpillar, call on the owl, call on this possum to help you with those energies of patience, introspection, and transformation, and then wisdom and clear-sightedness. It seems like you have it already, but you also have these spirit guides in your corner. And you have everyone here too. So thank you for being here, Aries. I hope that this reading was insightful for you. And if it resonates like throughout the week too, just keep this message in mind and maybe come back and let me know. In any case, have a good week. Bye.